Hello everyone, Dan Kim Jeet, Kune, Physiology and more. Today's day 4 of Dan's Yoga Phase 2. Okay, so a lot of people don't cover the topic of upper body stretching. Okay, a lot of people think, okay, well, they're smaller muscles, they don't really need to be stretched, or if they do, hey, maybe not really much at all. Okay, honestly, that's a misconception because even though they're smaller muscle groups, the only difference is you always want to stretch your smaller muscle groups first. So anytime, like for instance earlier when I did my upper body training, I always include a little bit of lower body in my upper body training to get the overall conditioning, the overall blood flow, to get the maximum benefits of conditioning and the other aspects that I'm looking for. However, when I do my stretching, I'm going to stretch upper and lower body. I always do my upper body stretching first because those are smaller muscle fibers, muscle groups, however you want to categorize it. Okay, so with the smaller muscle fibers or smaller muscle groups, they are going to cool down faster. So those are the very first ones that you want to stretch. Okay, obviously it's going to be dependent on what type of exercise you're doing, how hard you're working in, the intensity level, things like that. Okay, but just in general, I'm going to show you a few exercises. I'm actually going to go through a quick little routine of what I do after every upper body training I do. So the first thing that I'm going to do, is stretch my wrist. Okay, and there's obviously different ways you can do this. You can push up against a wall, push up against a steering wheel. Obviously, you want to keep at least one hand on your wheel. If you're sitting at a stoplight, whatever, both hands, you can kind of push different things. Okay, there's the most basic stretches for your forearms and or your wrists is going to be, okay, obviously a lot of you know like this. When you pull back, anytime you do these, just like anytime when you are working your forearms, you always want to keep your arm completely straight because that's going to focus primarily on stretching and targeting the muscle groups. So you have your forearm flexors, which is because flex, and forearm extensors because extend. Okay, there are so many small muscle fibers, even the ones right here that you can see. Okay, there are so many small muscle fibers underneath these that are not visible. So stretching those is extremely important. Okay, so you have your basic one here, which is going to help stretch your flexors. Okay, all your fingers, right? However, put your your index finger down, hold just these three, and you can come in different ways. You come just straight back, or you can come a little bit at an angle. I recommend going back and forth. That is going to stretch some of the small muscle fibers that you can't see and a lot of ones that people don't target. Even though I stretched earlier, I can still feel it a little bit. Then I'll grab my pinky, pull just a little bit, grab my thumb, pull for usually about 9 seconds or so, okay? And that's going to mainly help target your flexors as well as your joint structure in your thumb. Okay, now for your extensors, very good exercises straight down like this, but I take it even a step further. I'll hold down like this for a little bit and then I'll take and I'll go boom like that. You want to do both of them, obviously switch hands. So there's your forearms. Then I come back like this. This is going to actually stretch out your shoulders a little bit. It's going to stretch out your abdominal region. And those are the two main target areas here. Boom, just like this. And then I go right into some back stretches. Okay, so basic back stretch here. Keep your head straight. Don't put your neck forward or back. Keep it straight. Look straight ahead. Boom. And then at the end of this, when I'm done holding it, I'll go back and forth just a couple times, 2 or 3 times. Okay. And then another good way to target, especially upper back muscles and the upper chest a little bit, is have your hands out just like this. And now your elbows are going to bend, but you want to focus on trying to bend just your wrists straight up like this. Boom. Keep it center in front of you, okay? And then just keep your head straight. Keep turning until you feel a good stretch. Hold that for a little bit and then go up a little bit and you'll extend the stretch, especially into your chest and front shoulder muscles. Okay, boom. Okay, and there's a few other things you can do. Right after that, what I do though is a couple things. I will go like this and stretch out like this, and I'll go against a wall. Put one hand here, push against a wall like that. That is going to stretch your outer chest muscles as well as really target your front or anterior deltoids. Okay, I would do that, and then I will go like this, push up against literally in a wall. Let me actually show you here. You can see like this here, okay? Boom, okay, like that. And you want to go forward now. You're probably going to feel it a little bit, especially if you worked either your rear, medial, or front deltoids. You're really going to feel it stretch that out really, really well. So that's a good thing there. All right, and then right after that, I'll come here and I will do, this is more of it's actually a bicep, and a chest stretch as well, and your front or into your deltoids, okay? And let me show you both angles here. So boom, like this. And you want to lock your fingers, come straight back, straight back here. This, hold for a little bit, try to keep your arms as straight as possible. Then bend your knees, come down, and then get a good stretch this way. Hold for a little bit, and then I come back up, and I do it that way a little more. Then I go right into this. This is actually going to stretch your triceps. Boom, here. Hold for a little bit. And then, boom, shoom. A couple things I'll do. If I work my triceps a lot, I will actually go overhead like this and pull back like this. Obviously, hold for a little bit. Switch arms. So that's going to target your, you're going to feel a little bit in your rear shoulders, but it's going to target more your triceps. Another head of your triceps, okay? And then, very final one, actually, it's a two-part for your upper body. I hug myself. And when you hug yourself, you want to do it both ways. You see this arm over this arm, boom, back. Now this arm, now I switched arms, right? Just hug yourself for just a little bit. It's kind of get loosened up a little bit to where you can actually go and do this. Now, a lot of people see this stretch here. I go like this first, over my shoulder. You're going to really, really feel that in your rear deltoid. And then after I hold that for a little bit, I'll come back here, hold this one for just about half as long or so. Boom, switch arms, okay? And that is the upper body portion of what I do after every upper body training sessions. And I strongly recommend that all of you do that. So let's get out there, stay motivated, believe in yourself, believe you can do it, and believe that you deserve it. Let's get out there, let's go, smash, punch, kick that like button, just don't break it. Let's get out there and do something. Let's go.